Fame may open doors, but also places celebrities under a relentless microscope where every word, expression, and personal boundary is treated as public property. Interviews are supposed to promote work, celebrate creativity, and offer insight. Yet time and time again, they become battlegrounds where celebrities are forced to defend their dignity against intrusive, humiliating, or outright disrespectful questions. Over the years, countless stars have reached a breaking point, choosing not silence, but confrontation, reminding the world that being famous does not mean forfeiting basic respect.
We get elected in Texas being anti-gun?
Do I think I could get elected in Texas being anti-gun? One thing about if me in politics is to give you a direct statement right there is be playing a game that I'm not interested in playing.
Okay,
to give you a direct statement right there.
One tense example unfolded when Matthew McConaughey found himself face to face with Joy Behar during a conversation that veered sharply away from his work and into personal and political territory. What began as a discussion quickly turned combative when Behar interrupted McConaughey to insult his close friend, tennis champion Novak Djokovic, labeling him an anti-vaxxer. As the exchange escalated, McConaughey's irritation became unmistakable, especially when speculative questions about his political ambitions and gun views threatened to box him into a narrative he had no intention of playing into. Rather than offering sound bites for controversy, he calmly but firmly refused to engage, signaling that some questions are designed not to inform, but to provoke.
Was Nicole the love of your life?
What do you mean, Peter?
You were married for 10 years.
Listen, we raised children.
That same line was unmistakably drawn years earlier by Tom Cruise during an interview that crossed deeply personal boundaries. When asked whether Nicole Kidman had been the love of his life, Cruise immediately sensed intrusion. Despite explaining that they had raised children together, the interviewer continued pressing, probing into their post-divorce relationship. Cruise's patience wore thin, and he directly told the interviewer that a line had been crossed. His response was not explosive, but authoritative, reminding the interviewer that curiosity does not excuse disrespect, and that accountability begins with owning one's questions instead of hiding behind public interest.
Supposed to be in rehab now? And how long will you be in rehab?
3 months.
How many times have you been in rehab?
Several.
And how will this time be different? What are they rehabbing, first of all? What is on their list? What are they going to work on when you walk through the door?
We didn't discuss this in the pre-interview.
No.
Few interviews, however, have aged as poorly or drawn as much criticism as Lindsay Lohan's appearance with David Letterman. Supposedly there to promote a film, Lohan instead found herself relentlessly mocked about her legal troubles and rehab stays. Question after question fixated on her struggles, despite her visible discomfort and repeated attempts to redirect the conversation. As jokes continued and the audience laughed, Lohan's voice trembled, her composure visibly cracking. The interview became a stark reminder of how entertainment can slip into cruelty when vulnerability is treated as punchline material rather than a human reality.
Do you think it's important to be unattractive to be funny? Can skinny people be funny?
What the man? You know, I don't understand. Can you just ask a normal question?
Body shaming has also long plagued celebrity interviews, with Jonah Hill frequently subjected to humiliating comments masked as humor. In one exchange, he was asked whether it was important to be unattractive to be funny, followed by remarks about his weight, scent, and appearance. Hill attempted to deflect, but eventually pushed back, questioning why normal questions seem so difficult. His frustration highlighted how often actors are reduced to physical traits rather than professional achievements, forced to defend their humanity instead of discussing their work.
Have been an inspiration as a full-figured woman. What is the most inspiring story that you can remember where you've inspired someone? I don't know.
Christina Hendricks experienced a similar moment when interviewers repeatedly framed her as a full-figure woman, despite her discomfort. After initially trying to answer politely, she finally shut down the line of questioning altogether when the label was repeated. Her reaction underscored how seemingly complimentary language can still be limiting, reducing a multifaceted performer to a single physical descriptor she never asked to represent.
Your own sexuality seems a bit more ambiguous. Do you find it hard for celebrities to talk to media about their sexuality?
What on earth are you on about?
When it comes to setting boundaries, few do it as sharply as Tom Hardy. During a 2015 interview, a reporter questioned Hardy about the ambiguity of his sexuality, a topic entirely unrelated to the project he was promoting. Hardy's confusion quickly turned into pointed dismissal as he demanded clarification on why such a question was even being asked. By forcing the interviewer to confront the invasive nature of the question itself, Hardy turned the spotlight back where it belonged, exposing how normalized personal intrusion has become. Hardy would later deliver another unforgettable shutdown when a reporter questioned the lack of women in a supposedly man's movie. With a brief but decisive response, Hardy dismantled the assumption behind the question, earning widespread praise for refusing to entertain outdated stereotypes disguised as concern. And Hathaway faced her own version of discomfort.
You had to make sure you were in perfect shape for this one, didn't you?
It wasn't about being in perfect shape, it was about being able to do the stunts and the fighting perfect.
When an interviewer fixated obsessively on her fitness and body while discussing her role as Catwoman, despite repeatedly explaining that her training focused on performance rather than appearance, the interviewer continued pressing, eventually prompting Hathaway to shut the conversation down. The moment revealed how often women are forced to navigate interviews that prioritize physical scrutiny over craft.
It's really weird for you to give me a piece of paper, and when you say, am I satisfied that it's a good steak, you have to be a little bit more honest with me on that one. What are you trying to get at?
Outside of Hollywood, Gordon Ramsay delivered one of the most blistering takedowns when ambushed by a journalist presenting photos of a poorly cooked steak. Rather than accepting the bait, Ramsay dismantled the premise of the question itself, explaining why ordering a steak well done eliminates any ability to judge quality. His response was sharp, technical, and unapologetic, turning a gotcha moment into an educational one.
You know, we know each other. We go way back all the way to Chad Science in Newark, okay?
The corny kid, right?
No, I did not say that. Misquoted for sure. No, you did not hear me say I said we used to make fun of the name.
Michael B. Jordan's viral interview moment carried a different kind of tension when he recognized a reporter as a former classmate who had bullied him. As the reporter awkwardly referenced Jordan's past, the power dynamic visibly shifted. Jordan maintained composure, but the discomfort was palpable, proving that success does not erase memory and that accountability can surface in unexpected places.
They say they're celebrating icons inside.
Celebrating icons. Boy, that is just the absolute lowest aiming, possibility that we could come up with. It's like icons. Do you believe in icons?
Jim Carrey's infamous Fashion Week interview took a surreal turn when he dismissed the event itself as meaningless. Rejecting the idea of icons and personalities, Carrey launched into an existential monologue that stunned the reporter and audience alike. While bizarre, the moment reflected deeper struggles Carrey later acknowledged, blurring the line between protest and personal crisis.
Thing that's changed since you were here last?
Yes.
I have now seen you naked.
And I'm so sorry about that.
I have seen you naked.
Were you able to sleep afterwards? Why are you looking down?
Megan Fox shut down flirtatious questioning with visible discomfort, while Joaquin Phoenix grew increasingly irritated by repetitive questions during his Joker press tour, eventually dismissing them as old news. Quentin Tarantino flatly refused to engage with questions linking movie violence to real-world harm, asserting his autonomy and rejecting the premise outright.
Does that mean you're not a liberal, or that you came out of prison not being liberal?
Are we promoting a movie?
Perhaps most famously, Robert Downey Jr. walked out an interview after being ambushed with deeply personal questions unrelated to the film he was promoting. His exit became a defining example of a celebrity reclaiming control when boundaries are ignored. Together, these moments form a pattern, not of arrogance, but of resistance. They reveal the cost of fame when curiosity turns invasive and interviews become interrogations. In shutting down disrespect, these celebrities didn't just defend themselves, They set boundaries for an entire industry that too often forgets the humanity behind the spotlight.